people? Welcome back to another video. Today we've got the Brighton against Arsenal preview. Game's gonna be at the Amex Stadium. Um, where to start on this game? As I've said numerous times before, every game at this point is a final, and the way the level is in the Premier League right now when it comes to competing for the title, even draws at this point, I feel like they feel like they feel like a loss. I'll be honest with you, draws feel like a loss. So we have to win this game. It's a must-win game. Tricky place to go. I've seen a lot of people overlooking the fixture. Do not do that. Do not make that mistake. But we will go into that in a little bit more detail further along the video. What I want to say to start with, what I want to say, I just want to get the negatives out the way before I then talk about the positive. There's not, it's not. I don't want to really label it as a negative, but just something to kind of look out for, which has been worrying me of recent games in the last 2-3 games, for example. I feel like this is gonna sound crazy saying this, to be honest with you. Now that I've deeped like what I'm gonna say, considering we've scored the most goals in the league, I do feel like in the last 2-3 games, our attack has gone a bit. It's gone a bit blunt. Like, I don't want to say stale, because obviously we're scoring goals, but it has gone a bit blunt, I feel like. Now, when I say it's gone blunt, that comes from a place of, after we came back from Dubai after the international break, everyone knows we were slapping teams for fun, bro. Like 6-0, 5-0, 4-0, I don't know what nil, like 10-0, 50-0. Like, everyone was getting smoked, yeah. No matter who you was, home, away, you were getting smoked. It was like a 6-game period. Liverpool was included in that before people turn around and say, oh, you played some bums and whatever. Is what it is. Listen, you play who you play in the Premier League. Every team is difficult, so respect the league. If we're sitting here saying this is the most competitive league and it's the hardest league in the world, I ain't trying to hear all that. This team shit, that team shit. You beat a shit team. Like, stop that. You can't talk out both sides of your mouth, bruv. You can't tell me that the league is the best league in the world, bro, and then at the same time tell me you only beat West Ham, or you only beat Newcastle, or you only beat Liverpool, or you only beat Sheffield, or I don't know who. Like, don't tell me this is the best league in the world and then say that. So attack's gone a bit blunt. I will say maybe it's because we were missing Martinelli for a period. Saka's apparently been carrying an injury for a few games now, so maybe that's the reason why. Surprisingly, I genuinely think the only one out of the attackers, there's been two players that I feel like have, barring Saka, because assuming that he's injured, we're hearing that he might be back, by the way, but assuming that he's injured, from the ones available as of last game, the only two that I would say are really carrying their weight and doing what they're kind of supposed to be doing is Havertz and Trossard. Now, Havertz is doing his thing in terms of like what I expected in it. So yeah, apart from that, Reece Nelson, like I said, I feel like he sold himself with his performance the other day. I feel like he sold himself. Like, that Nelson basically ended his Arsenal career with that performance, bro. That performance was shocking, fam. I don't know what he was doing. Some people are saying, oh yeah, but he caused the second goal. No, he didn't, bro. Smith Rowe caused that second goal. He put it into the area. The fact that Nelson, if you watch the replay, the fact that Nelson completely misjudged, yeah, his timing when it came to that goal and finishing it was shocking in itself. So he's lucky that the defender was there. to finish it for us. Um, yeah, apart from Trossard, who I rate highly. He's a moments player. Trossard, I feel like he can come up with moments. Um, and Havertz, I feel like the rest of them dead, man. We need them to start firing now. Now is when you need to kick into gear. Um, Obviously we got what 8 games left now. So yeah, just to get that out of the way, like I don't want to dwell on that too much because obviously we're we're we're, we're we've got the most goals scored. We've conceded the least, so you can't really. It's not. It's not a negative. It's just a. Do you know what I mean? Like just kind of look out for that. I'm just wary of that right now, to be honest with you. Um, we did just touch upon Saka. I just want to say, I've seen rumors that Saka's they're gonna do a training session today, and then based off like how he trains, they're gonna see if he's good enough, fit enough to start. If he's not fit enough to start, I expect him to be on the bench this time. I don't expect him to completely be dropped out of the squad. So I do expect to see Saka feature at some point against Brighton, whether that be off the bench in the 60th, 70th minute, like Arteta normally does when he makes his changes at about that time, or whether it be start him and then substitute him after an hour, get an hour's worth of game time under his belt before the Bayern Munich game. I expect to see Saka play some sort of role, and if he doesn't, and if he's left out of the squad, I might start to worry. I'll be honest, I might start to worry then because that'll be 2 games running. He missed the international football, which everyone assumed, oh yeah, he's just being pulled out just for like precautionary measures or whatever. But excuse me, um, yeah, I expect Saka to feature in this game. To be honest with you, when it comes to the lineup now, the lineup that I want to see. Well, let's go with the lineup that I expect. I'm gonna talk about the lineup that I expect. I expect again. Obviously, last game we made 5 changes. No, it's going to be completely different for this game because Brighton, like I said, way tougher opposition. No disrespect to Luton. Luton's still a tough fixture, but Brighton away is very tricky right now, especially at this point in the season. And they've picked up form as well. They're fighting for a European place, I believe, to get into the Conference League, or maybe they're trying to get into the Europa League. But they've got, I think they've gone 12 games. I'm pretty sure. Without a defeat. Now I know there's been, if you look at that, it's kind of a like some. I don't want to say it's a fugazi stat, but like it's a false storm kind of thing in terms of they've had a lot of draws. Like they've had a lot of draws, and I'm pretty sure they drew like about 3-4 games in that run. Um, so it's not they've been beating teams for fun in their stadium. Like no, that's not the case. They've had a few fortunate escapes. Um, I'd expect him to go with David Raya in goal, of course. Ramsdale for me, his time's done. Benny Blanco right back. We got Saliba Gabriel, of course. Left back, where he made that change with Zinchenko. This guy needs to go. He needs to leave the club, bro. This passion merchant, bro. He pisses me off, bro. He pisses me off, this Zinchenko. Every time he plays, I think I mentioned it in my last video, I'm scared, bro. I'm shook. When they go down that side. Bro, forget when they go down that side and he's defending. Nowadays, I'm scared when he's on the ball as well at times because I'm like, yo, when he's got the ball in our half and we're trying to build out the back, at times he does madness, bro. I don't know where people got this thing of like he's a flawless like ball playing bro. No, bro, this guy gives out the ball. He gives away the ball for fun half the time. Like it's crazy, bro. Under no pressure. So for me, left back, I expect him to go with either Kiwior or Tomiyasu. I personally reckon he's gonna go with Tomiyasu just because he's just returned. Um, Obviously, he's been bringing him into the team slowly. So I feel like now's kind of the time to start him. So I think he will go with that. I think the midfield, I don't think he's gonna start Partey. The fact that he didn't, what's it called? The fact that he has just returned from his injury, I feel like with Partey, it's a very, you gotta be really careful. If you gotta be careful with any player, I feel like Thomas Partey is the player you have to be really like careful with his minutes, especially coming into this run in now that we've got coming up. I'd expect him to go with Jorginho, Rice, and Odegaard. Again, I feel like that's a very reliable midfield, strong midfield. It should be good enough to do the job against Brighton. Attack. See, so here's where I don't want to say I don't like I don't want to say Saka's gonna start because I don't know what the situation. Now this I'm just gonna do an expected lineup based off Saka's not fit to start and he's fit to make the bench. That's what I'm gonna do my lineup on. So I'm gonna say that he's gonna go with Jesus on the right. I think he's gonna go with Havertz in the middle, and I think he's gonna go with Martinelli on the left. That's my opinion. He's gonna go with it that way, and he's gonna put Trossard and have Trossard, Saka on the bench, obviously to impact the game as substitutes. So that's what my expected lineup is. Um, and I'd be content with that team, to be honest with you. If he decides to go with that, then I would be I would be content with that. Like I couldn't really complain too much about that. Um, Another thing that I wanted to touch on is again I've mentioned this in my previous video, and it's just is what it is, bro. Like I've seen again now. Obviously, we had the mad game yesterday with Chelsea and Man United. It was a crazy game, by the way. Good game for the neutral. I've seen so many comparisons, bro. Like it's jarring, fam. They're all like, "Oh, Cole Palmer." Now this is the new one. Now Cole Palmer is better than Saka, and bro, stop, bro, stop. Like I said in my previous video when it came to the Foden Saka thing, you don't need to compare to no one, bro. You don't need to shit on another player in order to hype up your player, bro. If you really believe your player is that good, you don't need to talk about another player's not been doing well in so therefore this player like no. The Saka thing, like I said, the fact that people are saying he's not playing well and he's only like one goal behind Foden or some shit like that, and like 2 goals behind Palmer with more assists or like something crazy. I don't know what it is, yeah, or similar numbers anyway. They're on similar numbers. He's like, and this person's supposed to be having their craziest season of all time in their life, like, and then you've got Saka who's apparently doing shit, yet his numbers are exactly as stop it, bro. Like all these dead ass narratives that people got running, like it's so dead, bro. The agendas against Arsenal are crazy, bro. So anyway, don't want to dwell on that too much. I just want to say thank you again for all your support. It's crazy the amount of love that I've got. I never expected people to show the amount of love they did, to be honest with you. And hopefully we can continue to grow as a community, and yeah, hopefully we'll look back at these videos and be like one day, oh my god, I started it and whatnot. So yeah, the quality was dead. I was just sitting there chilling, like fucking cameras going blurry and shit. Like maybe one day we'll upgrade that in it, but for now, my people, it is what it is. Um, let's do a prediction for the game. Why not? I don't like giving predictions, bro, but we'll do one anyway. If I had to give a prediction, I'd say 2-1 to Arsenal. I feel like we might concede, but the only reason I say that is because of Welbeck, bro. I'll be real, because I know they have injuries as well. Um, I know they have a few injuries for you. I think they got 3 or 4 key players missing, including Matoma. I think Solly March is missing. I think Milner's out. Um, yeah, so they got a few injuries, but I feel like Welbeck always scores against us. I don't know, but big up Welbeck anyway, man. I respect Welbeck, man. I like Welbeck. So 2-1 to the Arsenal. I'm gonna say we're gonna take the lead. They're gonna score to make it 1-1, and then we'll go on to win the game eventually 2-1 and see out the rest of the game. I feel like that's how it's gonna go. Maybe, but I do expect a close game, maybe a 1-0, depending on how the game pans out. But yeah, man, we're gonna see. That's my prediction anyway. So appreciate everyone. Make sure you stay tuned in tomorrow. I'm gonna have the match review, sorry, after the game. I'm gonna do a review on the game, and we'll do the similar layout as to how I do it every game. Big up, my people. Appreciate your support.